憑外貌點樣去斷定醜或者美呢？但人生有佢，就必定有真善美。人生萬變，但耶穌嘅愛係永遠都不變。
領袖訓練營對呢班從大學時期就開始參與嘅加拿大青年嚟講並唔陌生。經過多年嘅訓練，佢哋都已經成為獨當一面嘅青年領袖，帶領多倫多每年一次嘅領袖訓練營。啱啱相反嘅係一班住喺南非山區嘅祖魯族年輕人，由於生活條件有限，參加領袖訓練營對佢哋嚟講係完全陌生嘅體驗。
Youth in South Africa is having its own share of challenges. We have unemployment. We also have poverty, particularly for this youth coming in the rural from the deep rural areas. It's areas who are isolated, and the exposure is very much limited. And yet, at the same time, connecting with themselves, there's a very much high potential for them to connect with themselves. To understand themselves. Universities are quite far from their homes. To do that, you have to move. Some of them cannot even afford that. And also, with isolation comes the low self-esteem. But an opportunity like coming and meeting people that are coming from the first world and being able to interact with them, but also to know for themselves that I'm not just alone. And with my friends, we can share meaningful learnings, meaningful teachings, to know that in this world, just because we're coming from rural areas, it's not a sign of nothing or impossibility.
了解當地情況之後，一班多倫多嘅青年領袖決定暫時離開舒適嘅生活，去到南非舉辦一個3日2夜嘅領袖訓練營，希望透過營會將神嘅愛同埋祝福帶俾當地嘅年輕人。
Scissors is just a warm-up, so that's when the two teams will face each other. So the whole team.
但係由於兩地文化嘅差異，要舉辦一個3日2夜嘅領袖訓練營，其實一啲都唔容易。
我覺得係有難度，因為我哋喺呢度做嘅 Youth Leadership Camp 同佢哋嘅 youth 需要嘅嘢完全係冇關係㗎。但係我覺得一個 universal 嘅 message， 而呢個 message 都係我哋去 bring 去 camp 去 South Africa 嘅 message， 就係我哋嘅 camp name 叫 mentality over reality。而嗰個 camp 其實係想 encourage 啲人係see the beauty in all things， 即係嗰個 reality 嘅真實情況，可能係一個好 harsh， 而係好絕望嘅情況，但係其實神創造所有嘢㗎 ，and there's beauty in that。如果你係 in tune with that， 如果你個 mentality 係，我知道呢個係一個好絕望嘅地方，但係 I believe that there's still hope。That I think that can change how you live your life。And that's what we're trying to。That's the message that we're trying to bring to the kids in South Africa.
一班青年領袖到咗 Hila 嘅營地之後，做好一切嘅準備，抱住期待同埋緊張嘅心情，迎接南非嘅年輕人。
而家等緊啲 camper。我哋今朝啱啱就去 入咗你嘅 campsite 啦，咁而家準備緊嚟緊3日2夜嗰個 leadership camp， 咁而家就等緊啲 campus， 咁就有25個 local 嘅 youth leader， 咁我哋就希望喺個 camp 入面幫到佢哋用唔同嘅 activity art 啊，或者係 team building， 幫到佢哋去揾翻自己嘅 strength， 認識自己多啲，因為我哋覺得即係無論我哋係唔同嘅 culture 又好，唔同 language 都好，但係喺裏面最深入裏面，其實我哋所有嘅嘢都係 connect 住，即係因為我哋所有人都係從神嘅 image 出嚟，咁我覺得 through 唔同嘅 activity， 其實我哋喺裏面可以 connect 到，咁所以呢個都係一個新嘅嘗試，咁所以都希望OK 啦。
登記完安頓好一切之後，營會正式開始。一班南非嘅青年將會接受好多新嘅嘗試同埋挑戰。
1, 2, 3。Relax, vai chuva, cuma de pouquinho, relax. Já puma.
1, 2, 3, and you need to knock your teammate. 1, 2, 3.
Mal sussurro, resolvi assistir isso.
我哋其中一個 section 就係做嗰個即係跳河啊，即係 self challenge 出嚟係有個 zip line 要跳落河。咁原來我哋呢邊就玩得好開心嘅，呢啲人就因為我哋成日有好多 self challenge 啊、high ropes 啊等等，但係對佢嚟講係即係你 imagine 一個6尺高大嘅男人都可以驚到係喺度震晒咁樣。原來佢哋嘅 culture 由細到大都唔俾佢哋行近河，因為驚佢哋浸死。所以好多 myth 好多 story 就關於條河嘅，等你唔好行近。咁所以當佢哋見到條河真係要跳落去嘅時候，係好大嘅 courage 咯。咁如果我諗，如果喺佢個 shoes 嘅時候，未必 step out 到喺嗰步，但係佢哋好願意去 break through。
另一個讓年輕人第一次嘗試嘅活動就係藝術工作坊，希望透過藝術讓年輕人對自己有更深嘅認識。
I watched them in their face yesterday when we were doing the art. I think that was my highlight, really decoding their life, sharing with other people, drawing about people with influence in their lives, drawing about their communities and the influence of their communities, drawing about what represent themselves and who they are. I realized that we've got so much in this bunch of youth.
I want to register university.
主領工作坊嘅係一位藝術治療師 Crispy 劉麗燕，佢希望將藝術治療帶入南非，俾呢班從來冇接觸過藝術嘅年輕人透過藝術開放自己。原來 Crispy 未做藝術治療師之前係一位平面設計師。
我係好中意 design 呢份工，咁我就喺度問我自己，究竟我如果嚟緊呢幾廿年都係對住部電腦嘅話，咁我嘅生活係點呢？喺祈禱當中，我即係求神可唔可以開我嘅眼，俾我睇到佢想我睇嘅嘢。
佢想做多啲工作同人嘅係能夠有信息嘅，即係唔單單只係一個美麗嘅藝術品或者係美術品，佢尋索嘅過程係一啲都唔容易。好多嘅，即係你睇見佢好多個張力。
咁我發覺，當有 emotion 嘅時候，有啲咩情緒嘅時候，我哋係通常係 suppress 嘅。咁但係當係 art making 已經係一個 healing 嘅 process。
喺一次服侍年輕人嘅過程當中，佢確定呢個係神要佢行嘅方向。
有一個男仔啦，咁佢係一直都唔出聲，咁佢係好認真去做每一個 art piece。其中一個我哋嗌佢做嘅其中一個問題係畫出或者寫出你身邊嘅朋友。佢係畫咗一隻貓，後尾佢偷偷地 share， 佢話當佢有咩事，佢就係同啲貓傾偈。咁然之後，我哋嗌佢哋畫一樣嘢去表達佢哋自己。佢係畫咗一隻鞋，個鞋上面係有隻翼，但係呢對有翼嘅鞋係有好多繩綁住。嗰一下我係好心痛，即係佢其實有好多嘢係好想做，就好似而家啲年輕人佢哋好想做，但係無形中有啲嘢綁住。我覺得呢樣嘢係神俾我睇到，原來求神開我個眼，有時係好痛㗎。見到咁多 artwork， 佢有好多 secret story 嗰陣時候，我覺得好心痛。
所以佢毅然辭去加拿大穩定嘅平面設計工作，去咗英國修讀藝術治療。Kalani 係一位當地嘅導師，好多年輕人都以佢為榜樣，而一班加拿大嘅青年亦都喺呢次嘅領袖訓練營當中，從 Kalani 身上得到好多幫助。
佢真係好有 experience， 佢係嗰度嘅人都好 respect 佢，所以其實佢講嘅佢哋都好信任得過，就因為佢有呢個信任 Kalani 嗰部嘅 youth 亦都信任我哋。
佢 always come off as 一個 very natural leader。always comes off as very confident， 即係佢係 someone who everybody respects a lot。啲人都見到 that God's given him the talent to do what he's doing。
今日嘅 Kalani， 我哋好難聯想到佢嘅過去。原來媽媽生佢嘅時候只有17歲，佢出世之後唔夠2個禮拜，媽媽就離開，再冇返過屋企。有醉酒習慣嘅爸爸，長年在外。喺佢嘅印象裏面，童年嘅生活係非常痛苦嘅，而祖母就係佢唯一可以信賴同埋依靠嘅人。
My mom left me when I was very young, and then my grandmother took care of me. And when I grew up, because of the South African political situation, we lost our home. My grandmother took me and my brother to her relative. Life was very difficult because really we were poor. I remember we didn't even have shoes. Every day we wake up at 5, do the milking of the cows. So we will take the cow to the field, walking barefoot in a cold morning. And the feet will be very, very painful and cold. We'll fight over cow dung because when a cow poo, we will actually put our feet in its cow dung to try and keep ourselves warm. And we will fight over that space. And then when the cow does when it pee, that's where we'll actually wash our feet. So going to school was a big challenge because we will get to school late, and by the time you get to school, you are actually smelling. You have a cow dung smelling feet. So, and the teacher will actually punish you for coming late in school. You will have 5 lap of shambok or 6 on your hand, on your cold hand, that are very, very painful. So going to school didn't make sense to us as children. It was punishment, it was pain. I remember most of my friends were dropping off in school. They will just go and work in the farm.
好多 Kalani 嘅朋友終日與酒精為伍，甚至染上毒癮。雖然 Kalani 都有想過放棄學業，但係一次嘅經歷讓佢決定堅持落去。
One day we took the cows there and the doctor was there to actually put the treatment on the cows. That was a life-changing moment to me. Looking at this doctor, animal doctor, wearing his white coat, he was driving his car, he has his injection, he had all his medication, he knew what he was doing. And looking at this man, I thought to my life, I want to be like that. As a child, I saw independence, I saw freedom, I saw skill. I remember thinking to myself as a child, that's how I want to be. And then I remember thinking to myself, the only way to be like this guy would be to carry on with my education, even if it's painful.
我諗對 Kalani 嘅 upbringing 啊，或者係 係點樣去 become who he is today。咁我諗佢成日都講佢其中一個好 respect 嘅就係佢個 grandmother。咁因為佢由細到大可能得佢 grandma 一個係 take care of 佢，所以佢成日都 respect 佢。咁佢細個嘅時候好多嘅 challenge 啦，可能阿爸未必喺身邊啊，或者係醉酒啊，咁令到佢今日經歷真係好多，令到而家佢好 tough， 亦都係可能因為呢個 experience 更加多嘅 youth 係聽佢講或者 respect 佢，因為佢哋自己 South Africa 好多 youth 就係經歷緊呢啲嘢。
祖魯族舞蹈係一種古老嘅民族舞，佢展示一種原生態文化嘅特色。呢種文化嘅交流，一班加拿大年輕人又點會輕易錯過呢？生命交流的確令人感到非常興奮，但係呢啲對 Kalani 嚟講曾經係遙不可及嘅事，特別係喺佢攞到獎學金進入大學嘅第一個學期。
And when I was at university, I'd moved out of home. I needed a place to stay. I had no place to stay. But by this time, I'm registered at the university. I'm a student. And I was so excited to have a student card and be a student at the university. But I remember at that time, I only have a grand who was getting paid a pension. The only thing she could have for me as money was just a 200 rand. But here's the reality of not having a place to stay. Not having food to eat. So I ended up in the street with one guy, with one of my friends. We were in the same position. Every morning we have to go to university and pretend like in the school we are same as everybody, every other student. And that was very much painful. It was really painful. In fact, for me, it brought back the issue of my rejection and feeling like, where do you belong now? And I was hiding myself from being realized that where do I come from? I'm poor. I'm coming from a poverty area. And the night of cold again, it came back. But in this year, I don't know why I didn't use drugs, why I didn't smoke. I don't know how I survived not drinking alcohol. I think spiritually, God's presence is there. It's present ever with us. In the midst of the dark, I realized that when in the times of challenge, that's when we think God is not there. But it's not necessarily true.
There's no one like Jesus. There's no one like Jesus. There's no one like Jesus. I walk. No one. I search. No one. I take around. No one. There's no one like Jesus. Oh, Fanana, Sahamba, Luto, Safuna, Luto, Chida, Luto. There's no one like him. Whoa.
當時嘅 Kalani 好似呢班喺敬拜中唱緊歌嘅年輕人一樣，深信一切都有神嘅帶領。就算喺嗰陣生活幾咁困難，佢都唔會俾自己走歪路。
I decided I want to volunteer as a youth facilitator, asking myself if I could do anything I could perform. My English was very weak and very poor. I remember every day I write down an English word or an English sentence. If I see a paper hanging or lying around, I'll take it and I'll read words, English words. Even in my pronunciation, it will be Zulu, but I'll read them because I wanted to have knowledge. But with youth work that I did, there were a lot of students coming in speaking English. I then practiced my English.
At the same time, we learn.
今日嘅 Kalani 唔單止可以用英文同人溝通，佢更加可以幫助 Crispy 嘅工作坊做翻譯工作，作為一個重要嘅溝通橋梁。從中國嚟嘅 Crispy 亦都曾經同 Kalani 一樣，要面對語言嘅障礙。
因為我成日都係驚人哋笑我，所以對於 public speaking 我係比較驚。
Crispy 我真係認識佢好多年啦。咁我初認識佢嗰陣時候咧，佢係好少講嘢嘅，同埋咧就係即係好靜，你有時好似捉摸唔到佢內心。
因為佢英文唔係最好啦，好多時都好驚，冇乜自信心喺咁大 group 人面前去講英文，仲要帶 workshop 添，咁所以都好 struggle。
我記得第一次我帶 workshop 我都唔肯講英文，咁我係要講中文，然之後揾個 translator 去幫我 translate 去英文。即係慢慢係咁嘅時候，我發覺我要踏出我呢個 comfort zone。
當 Crispy 願意踏出去嘅時候，佢發現好多人願意幫助佢。今日 Crispy 已經能夠克服語言嘅障礙，而且好有自信咁去主持唔同嘅工作坊，佢心裏邊好感恩。
喺成個過程中，即係由我嚟加拿大到而家呢個階段，我覺得神好錫我㗎。每一次即係去出 trip 帶 workshop， 我都求神即係要開我個口。如果唔係冇佢俾我智慧，我係冇辦法用英文去講到。好似今次喺南非嘅 camp 度帶，咁其實都有好大嘅 challenge。我覺得即係神喺每一個地方都擺唔同嘅 angel 喺我身邊，當中都好彩有即係 Kalani 可以幫我去翻譯，令到我可以用佢俾我嘅 gift 去 serve。同埋去 make connection with 呢啲 participant。
我諗今日見到佢喺南非企出嚟，用一個佢未必係咁熟練嘅一個語言去我哋叫做主持或者主領一個唔同嘅工作坊，嗰種自信心，佢嗰種回應嘅平實係從聆聽開始咧。係真係睇見唔單止係進步，而係睇見佢嘅內心裏邊，佢累積咗一啲嘅感染力。嗰啲感染力咧係比佢能夠表達嘅能力係更加大。咁我相信呢個係一個好大嘅改變。
3日2夜嘅領袖訓練營話都冇咁快就進入尾聲啦。喺臨走嘅時候，南非青年都把握最後機會去沖一個喺屋企冇可能沖到嘅熱水涼，而且梳洗整齊去同加拿大嘅青年道別。
Happy and sad at the same time. 唔想喊啊而家。Happy that I got to meet them and then wishing that I could do more.
喺呢一刻，大家都懷住依依不捨嘅心情離開，各自為未來嘅人生繼續努力。Kalani、Crispy 兩個完全唔同嘅人，卻因為主耶穌基督嘅愛嚟到青年營。用佢哋曾經最冇自信嘅語言嚟到服侍年輕人，佢哋深信一切都有神嘅帶領同埋祝福。
They realize that even though life is dark, we are surrounded by a lot that God has blessed us with. And I won't be surprised if I see these students saying, one day something that happened in that camp was a life-changing thing for me.
神一直都係喺身邊，一直都係帶住我行每一步路。咁係咯，反而我覺得得着好多，同埋嗰個 calling 嗰樣嘢更加清晰咯。
如果你都想了解佢哋所認識嘅主耶穌基督，歡迎致電恩與生命熱線， 或者登入恩語之聲嘅網頁同我哋聯絡，我哋好樂意同你分享基督信仰。願神賜福你。
滴滴恩語，滋潤普世華人心靈。恩語之聲以世界各地華人經歷耶穌基督帶嚟生命改變嘅真實故事，透過全球電視同埋電台廣播網絡，仲有電腦互聯網廣傳福音，亦都以生命關顧電話熱線幫助有需要嘅人。我哋嘅事工好需要你經濟上嘅支持，就讓我哋繼續為福音齊心努力。